Hi and welcome to this video. My name is Julian Koma from Market Update Premium. We trade growth and momentum stocks. Today I want to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes traders are doing. I made the same experience in my trading career, and I saw the same mistakes over and over again in the career of traders I mentored and coached in the last couple of years. Traders repeat mistakes over and over again until they solve them. And that can destroy accounts and can destroy a trading career. Sometimes you need external help to overcome these mistakes. Somebody who reviews your trades and give you honest feedback. That's why I'm doing one-on-one coaching with a lot of traders in my community. But what is the solution to these 5 mistakes? I will give you some tips in the following minutes. So let's dive into the 5 biggest mistakes traders are doing. I want to start with a quote from a market wizard, David Ryan. The single most important advice I can give is learn from your mistakes. That is the only way to become a successful trader. David Ryan, a market wizard, talks about mistakes and learning from them. This is the golden source of your improvement. Keep that always in your mind. But the truth is, a lot of traders repeat the mistakes over and over again until they are bankrupt. You don't believe that? I saw that many times when I worked with traders together. Maybe you belong to the same group? Then you need to change that. So what are the 5 biggest mistakes in trading? Letting losses run and adding to losses. Sounds like a cliche, right? You hear that in many videos from other traders. You hear that when traders talk about their own career, but it's true. I saw that over and over again, that traders held on to losses. You know, every big loss starts with a small loss. Every 20% loss starts with a 3% loss. Every 15% loss starts with a 5% loss. A trade that is not going into your direction immediately after you bought that is very often a bad trade. But what is the reason why traders can't close losing trades? It's very often fear. Sometimes it's also hope, but fear is the more powerful emotion. You don't want to admit that you are wrong. You know, your ego is in focus here. You personalize the losses if you can't close a losing trade. You hold on to losses because you don't want to admit that you are a loser. That's how you have to change, right? You have to change your mind about that. The losses have nothing to do with your ego and your personality, right? It's nothing else than a number. But I know that it is very hard to change over the years. And probably you need some help or a great community which can help you to change your behavior. But fear is very often the source of letting losses run. And one of the things that I'm doing in my one-on-one coachings and what I'm doing when I review trading logs from members in my community is I give them the tip to go through their trading log and have a look at the result if you would take losses earlier. Have a look at the result at the end. Would you be successful if you stop taking big losses? Go through your spreadsheet, go through your trading log, and every time when you have a 20% loss or a 25% loss or anything like that, calculate the result for a 7% loss or a 5% loss. And I saw that over and over again that this is a big eye-opener for many traders if they see how the results change if they take losses. It's the total opposite of what our brain is saying to us, right? But this is the source of becoming profitable. There is a book out there, The Best Losers Wins. And this is very true, right? So people who can take good losses and can take small losses, they are often the biggest winners in trading. But it takes some time to work on that. And so probably you need somebody who gives you very honest feedback to your losses. Somebody really has to say to you, okay, if you do not stop this behavior, you will be bankrupt in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. You really need to change that. And it's not about you need to change that, but it's much more, okay, here are some tips how you can change that. Here is a concept how we can make your losses smaller and you become more successful over time. All right, the second thing, overtrading. Overtrading, yes. That's also one of my biggest weaknesses, by the way, overtrading. Overtrading in size and the number of trades. What does it mean? So overtrading size means you're trading too big. You're trading on too high margin. You're trading too big position sizes. And the number means you're taking too many trades, especially when you have bad market conditions. You try to force something. You want to try, or you try to make something happen in the market, what is not there. And this is also very often the source of overtrading, a wrong mindset. Yes, we come back to mindset again, because 80% of trading success is mindset, not the system, not the rules, not the technicals. It's mindset. So, and when I see that traders overtrade, they come very often with a mindset to the market that they have to make something happen. They are forcing trades. They are so focused on profits instead of probabilities and instead of risk management. They really want to force making money in the market. And that is not possible, right? The market always changes. The probabilities of making successful trades, they are always changing. So, and what you need to understand is that you only should trade if you have a high probability of making money. And yes, that needs patience. And yes, that needs some work on your mindset, or better if you have a system in place which tells you when to trade and when not to trade. That's the reason why I have my market trend model in my trading and also in my video course. And I share that, of course, with my members. I want that they know when to trade and when not to trade. So, and my tip here is have a clear system. It has not to be my system, but it can be also your system. But it really needs to tell you when to trade and when not to trade. And then you have to develop patience and discipline over time so that you can stick to the model. But I see that over and over again that so many traders are absolutely confused when to trade and when not to trade. Trading is a probability game. So that is a very, very important source of your profits, when to trade and when not to trade. And then you can also reduce overtrading. Tip number 2, look at your equity curve as a feedback tool. I know that it hurts if you are a losing trader to look at your equity curve. I know traders who never looked at their equity curve but made losses and losses and losses. But your equity curve, so that means, your account chart, that means, how your account develops over time, how your equity, your account size develops over time. That is a great feedback tool. Because if you see that you have big swings in your equity curve, so that means, you have profitable phases where your equity curve is exploding on the upside, and then you gave back all the profits to the market as soon as the market changes. That is a great feedback you need as a trader. And then you can see, okay, I'm doing mistakes. And then you can say, okay, I have to change something. But if you never look at your equity curve, then you don't get the feedback from the market. So it's a very, very helpful tip. And, I'm monitoring my equity curve all the time. That means not intraday, but, over a couple of days and during the week, I have a look at my equity curve. And I also have established some thresholds, like, okay, I'm using too much margin. I have to get rid of margin, or, I had a very profitable phase. I probably should take some profits. It's, system and rules and sticking to that. And these are the 2 tips when you suffer overtrading. And sometimes you don't recognize that you suffer overtrading. And that's why, some sparring is very helpful. Let's go on. The 3rd biggest mistake, spontaneous trades and late entries. Sounds like another cliche, but it's true. I saw that many times when I review trading logs from other traders. They take spontaneous trades. So that means they are looking at their phone and say, okay, this stock looks great. I will now buy into the stock. Or, they miss the the right entry, and then they bought a stock that it's already up 10% and they chasing the stock. So, and to be honest, these trades are 100% emotional driven trades. You have not planned them. You go on your, or you look at your mobile phone, and then the emotions take over control. Your brain says, oh, that's a great opportunity, and then you press the buy button. But that has nothing to do with serious trading. That has something to do with being controlled by your emotions. So, and I saw two sources of spontaneous trades. The first one is laziness. Yes, there are lazy traders out there. There are traders who come to the market and say, yeah, everything is easy. I don't have to prepare a lot of stuff. I will do trading besides everything else I'm doing in my life. But trading needs attention and trading needs focus. And laziness has no place in trading. If you're not prepared, you will make a lot of mistakes. And laziness starts with not maintaining a trading log, not maintaining a plan spreadsheet for your trades. And that is one of the sources. The second one is fear of missing out. So that means emotions take over control. I already said that. Fear of missing out means your brain already anticipates the profit of a trade when you look at the chart. But to be honest, there is always a 50-50 chance. It can be a profit, it can be a loss. So your brain is taking over control and makes it impossible to do very thoughtful decisions. And you must stop that. And you can stop that by planning your trades and have a very clear routine. So that means planning your trades ahead of the market session, in the evening or in the morning, and then execute this plan. Have a very clear routine when you place orders, when you not place orders, how you do post-analysis of your trades, etc. That will take out some of the emotions. But of course, you need also to learn how to react right to emotions. Let's look at the fourth mistake. Buying in front of earnings events. It sounds like a spontaneous trade, right? And very often they have the same source of the mistake. But to be honest, an earnings event is a 50-50 chance of making money. There is no certainty. There is no probability that one company can have a more successful earnings than the other one. Maybe you already saw that sometimes stocks even react bad to earnings if the company beats earnings. So it's a 50-50 event. There is no big edge in making bets on earnings, to be honest. But traders think differently. Traders sometimes think, yeah, this is such a great company, I have, or they will beat earnings, right? They are overconfident when it comes to earnings events. They look at the company and say, wow, that's a great story, or maybe they beat the last 3 times, now they will beat again. But to be honest, earnings events has nothing to do with the beat of the earnings. It has to do with the reaction of the market to the earnings. That's it. That's really it. Traders can react positively to the earnings or negatively, and you don't know that. So taking a trade ahead of earnings can lead to big losses, because if the reaction is bad from the traders and traders had higher expectations, then the stock will gap down and you will suffer a big loss. And believe me, I saw that over and over again in the work with traders together. They took trades ahead of earnings, and then they were surprised by negative reactions of the market, and they produced very big losses. But they were not able to stop this behavior because they always had this hope and overconfidence that the stock will react good to earnings. And my tip would be, go through your trading log. If you have no trading log, it's a big mistake. Go through your trading log or your account statement from your broker and look at the trades where you took a trade ahead of earnings and how the stock reacted to that. And if you discover that you are not making money over a couple of years with this tactic or with this strategy, then stop doing it. Stop doing what does not work for you and continue with what works for you. That's important. So, and if you discover that you made no money with placing trades ahead of earnings, then you need to stop that. All right, let's go to the fifth biggest mistake in trading. Trading too big. Yes, it's a big problem of traders. I see that over and over again. Traders are too confident that they can make it in trading, and they trade too big account sizes or positions. If you think that you can handle maybe 100,000 or 150 or 200,000 US dollar account with only 1 or 2 years of experience, you probably will fail. My tip that I always give to traders when they have problems with their trading results is size down. That means trade only the half or maybe 10 or 20% of your capital. Very often you have a lot of hopes around your trading and you have some dreams. You have to pay, I don't know, bills in future, or you want to buy a house or whatever. That will not be possible if you crash the account. And believe me, it takes some years of experience to trade bigger size and also to make money consistently. Trading very small at the beginning of your trading career can save a lot of money and can save a lot of frustration in the rest of your trading career. So, and trading too big sizes is the same thing, right? If you put 50% of your account size into one trade, you maybe have a lot of expectations about this trade, and then the trade fails, and it creates a lot of frustration and a lot of losses. So overtrading is a big problem with most young traders. Fear of losing takes over quickly. Yes, it's always an emotional problem. Overtrading and trading too big, these are emotional problems. And fear of losing, what does it mean? Well, it means you can't lose, right? I have talked to traders who can say, yeah, I cannot allow myself to lose money because, I want to make money in the future. But the reality is the loss is there, and you have to accept that, and you have to face the truth in that moment. And this fear of losing, that takes over your the control of your brain, and it's very hard to make conscious decision anymore. And the higher your account size and the higher the position sizes, the more emotional pressure you will feel. So when you trade, 100,000 US dollar account, and you say, yeah, but this is a part of my future home that I want to buy, then in that moment, it's very hard to lose money, because you always think, okay, if I now lose that money, I will lose my dream. But the reality is that you are not ready to trade with a bigger account size, because you have not learned how to be a successful trader. And on the other side, you don't have the right mindset developed until now. That will change. That will change if you become more experienced. And then you can also trade bigger account sizes. But in the beginning of your career, trade as small as possible. You always have to expect that you will crash an account. And that would be also my tip, right? Trade small and add to your account later if you are profitable for a couple of years. A couple of years, yes, you heard correct, because you have to go through a couple of cycles until you are ready and so experienced that you can trade all the future coming cycles. So, in trading small means, when you have a 100K account, take only 10K of that and become profitable. If you can't trade with a 10K account profitable, it's very likely that you cannot make money with a 100K account, right? So, and I know it sounds very harsh, and it's maybe not what you want to hear, but that's the reality. I saw so many traders producing big losses in their career because they overtrade an account, and they had a too big account size and were not able to handle that emotionally, and then they suffered big losses. All right, so these were my 5 biggest trading mistakes I want to share with you. So if you want to start your trading career, if you want to become a more experienced trader, have a look at my video course. You will learn everything about growth stock trading, or join my member community, 14 days for free. So join a lot of passionate growth and momentum traders. And yes, we are talking a lot about making mistakes and also talking a lot about emotional discipline in the community.